his caucus. This, according to Republican lawmakers who attended a 90-minute meeting last night. The Democrats think they benefit from a shutdown. I agree. And a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll may back up that conclusion. A plurality of respondents believe that congressional Republicans would be most to blame for a government shutdown. The full picture is a bit more complicated because 40% believe it would either be congressional Democrats or President Obama's fault. The strange cross pressures Republicans find themselves subject to might best be exemplified by today's award winner for talking out of both sides of her mouth, Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann. At a Tea Party rally today, she blamed an impending shutdown on Democrats and tried to rally the crowd around that message.
Their goal, as they've already stated, is to shut the government down. That's their stated goal. And you know what they want to do? They want to blame it on you. They want to say that it's your fault.
But it was Congressman Mike Pence at the same rally who more accurately captured the wishes of the Tea Party crowd.
And if liberals in the Senate would rather play political games and force a government shutdown instead of accepting a modest down payment on fiscal discipline and reform, I say, shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Earlier in the day on our own network, Congresswoman Bachmann said this.
I firmly believe that by Friday a deal will be made. I doubt that we'll see a government shutdown in the final analysis. I'm not speaking for the Tea Party caucus or for other members. For myself, I cannot vote for the current compromise that we're looking at. I don't think it is sufficient because primarily it doesn't include the defunding of Obamacare. So for me and for me only, I can't go down that road.
You caught that, right? There's not going to be a shutdown, but I can't vote for the bill. As for the truly ugly part of this, how much will be cut in the remaining months of this fiscal year, well, that depends on who you ask. Some Republican congressmen still insist the final figure will be somewhere between 33 and a whopping $61 billion. The number 2 Senate Democrat Dick Durbin would not confirm that the number has moved from $33 billion to $40 billion. The brinkmanship of Republicans has already resulted in billions of dollars of cuts just from the continuing resolutions that have already been passed. They've affected highway funding, education programs designed to arrest climate change, as well as reductions in a vast array of discretionary spending, while, of course, leaving the Department of Defense essentially untouched. All this while the official unemployment rate is around 9%, stagnating wages, and millions of foreclosures continue to hammer middle-class families and threaten the very delicate beginnings of an economic recovery. We may be looking at death for that recovery by 1,000 cuts.
Now, if lawmakers can't reach a budget agreement, the pain would extend well beyond the Beltway. Your IRS refund, the military, local economies. MSNBC's Richard Louie has been looking into all this, and it really is amazing how many different places and people would be affected.
Yeah, all-encompassing, and it might surprise some folks here, Chris, about how it might affect them. Even our troops serving in Iraq, Afghanistan, and now Libya could feel this. Here's Defense Secretary Gates, as you were alluding to there, visiting troops in Iraq. This is what he said.
A lot of these young troops live pretty much paycheck to paycheck, and when I start to think about the inconvenience that it's going to cause these kids and a lot of their families, even half a paycheck delayed can be a problem for them.
Secretary really feeling for them. Now, if the shutdown goes until the end of the month, an entire paycheck would be stopped, affecting military families across the United States. Most troops get paid less than $31,000 a year. Now, speaking of pay, there's taxes, and we will still have to pay them on time in a shutdown. Your refund checks, though, they won't be mailed. All paper return handling would also stop. All right. A senior official does say that 800,000 federal employees would stop working in a shutdown. One wrinkle, the largest federal employees union might sue the government, according to The Hill. Lawyers for the union say a shutdown could violate the 13th Amendment, which ended slavery and indentured servitude. Now, the violation they claim here, that employees deemed essential could be forced to work without pay or be fired. A congressional report saying close to 500,000 worked without pay in the last shutdown. The real estate market is also at risk here. Federal home loan guarantees would stop, which affects not only loans to home buyers, but also small businesses. Parks and monuments, which we all enjoy to go to, they draw millions of tourists each year to favorite towns across the country. They would close. They won't be able to walk down those paths. The last shutdown saw 368 National Park Service sites shut their gates and a loss of 7 million people visiting. And finally for you, Chris, steaks. Steaks. Grilling that favorite Saturday night ribeye could be tough. If USDA meat inspectors get furloughed, which hasn't been decided yet, beef will go uninspected, and then over 6,000 meat packers would shut down. So, Chris, from troops' paychecks to steaks are on the table. A shutdown could have some surprises for many Americans.
Yeah, in the last government shutdown, eventually those federal workers who went to their jobs got paid, but it's not clear if they would this time. So that's, I guess, where that whole controversy is coming from.
And then we have the contractors, which will not get paid in those jobs, which we haven't even discussed.
Yeah. All right, Richard, thank you so much.